Hello. Um, to the handful of people that actually take this whole thing seriously and actually view anything that I have to say tangibly, thank you for doing so. I guess you're taking it seriously, as am I, but we live in a world where nothing can really be taken too seriously, and we're enduring spiritual phenomenons and existential crises that cannot even be discussed by the average person. Like whenever I'm out and about and I'm just taking it all in, I'm observing human beings going through a structured life, a matrix of life that they can't really identify. They may be clued into the fact that it is, but they can't do anything that would be too validating of that fact. So we're all just enduring a superficial, surface level simulation of life that can't really go anywhere different because it would be too revealing of the nature of what's happening, which is life interference, psychological warfare, and spiritual attacks. Like, this is a terrible time period to be a spiritual person, but it's also the best time period to be a spiritual person because it's caused me to dig deep. I've been writing a good bit. I've been just trying to keep the wheels flowing while having to uphold my necessary normal human being activities like working, that sort of thing. But it's peace and comfort has been found from within for me during this time period. It's just been difficult to relay to other people what all I'm experiencing on a personal, existential, spiritual level. It just doesn't compute with them, but they're different than me and I'm different than them. And that's the nature of the universe. We're always going to be at odds. We're always going to be in a state of cognitive dissonance because we're feeling differently than those in our environment. Those like me, I'm sure, feel the same way. Like, we're not going to be able to be 100% real because we know that they're not going to be real with us. It's a shady, toxic, disingenuous way of life where we must play along with other people because we all see from different levels of perception and we're all on different timelines of the same thing. So I think people are waking up. I can see it on the faces of those around me that, like, this is not normal waking life anymore. We're just upholding our necessary end of it to facilitate getting to the next day. That's the big picture of everything, I think. So hopefully it's dawning on people more how to blend and balance what we know and try to make a meaningful communication with anybody. Like, I seriously think that there's supernatural forces at play in the world that are preventing the execution of anything too good, holy, or pure. So I have a test for you all. If you're watching this, try to dial that number on my YouTube page description. Try to. And if you can't, then it's a supernatural phenomenon because I will gladly talk with you about anything you want to. And it won't even be weird. Everybody else is weird, but we won't be weird about it, if you know what I'm getting at. So just keep pressing forward and let the weirdness inspire you to be creative. I literally drive around the city I'm in Winston-Salem, amplifying this globalization, this electronic harassment, and synthetic telepathy and other things to prove that it's happening. Like, I'm proving that this whole event is occurring and nobody gives a flying fuck. Nobody can. They're programmed not to, and they're quite literally conditioned and mind controlled into not observing anything different or weird about what's happening in the world, which is perturbing, I know. But I would encourage those who are motivated to see if it's a supernatural phenomenon, try to call my number on the YouTube page description. You won't be able to, I think. There are invisible barriers that we're dealing with in the world. That is the nature of it being spiritual phenomenon and disaster that we're enduring. People like me that are sentient certainly feel it differently. So anyway, I'm running out of space. I'm going to cut it short. But anyway, you guys get the point. One love.